to get things going.
I find for FPX very clever that they left actually R5 for AD carry right here. It could be a case of we're playing Kai'Sa and we're going to all-in dive, or we're going to play Kalista and we're going to play...
dive.
Shadow is looking. Gala and Mako have actually picked up on that. They know that Shadow could be around, but now they're not under a tower.
Yeah, Mako does get stunned up by the W of Shadow. However, the Tangle Barbs do not connect, and Gala is able to get a nice amount of poke back in onto the Pantheon. And now FPX are relatively low HP and are going to try to just close the gap here. Shadow flashes forward. They're going to chain that CC well, and Awesome's going to pick up first blood.
I mean, it was inevitable for FPX. They had to make this... doing it literally right on top of Vision, but because that bot lane swapped over on the tops of the map from FPX, there is literally no one that can walk inside the river and stop them from doing it. So, pretty good from IG so far. Oh, hold up.
There goes that bear.
Okay, it's just a teddy bear. You know what?
Yeah.
If not friend, why friend shaped? That's my question about bear. They're actually going to give up on that one. I just see JJ getting towards his top section.
Yeah, another instance of FPX sacrificing a little bit of the resources that Sheer can put out in order to allow for an objective to be collected. And now we can see if the Shy can win out on this 1v2. He's already overheated. Forces the Fates call in from Awesome, and Jue is able to knock up the Shy again. The Electro Harpoon does not connect, and this should be a kill, most likely, but the Shy making a work for it here. Finally, Awesome gets the gold. That's number 2 for FPX.
Yeah, there's not a lot of items in anyone's inventory. Into the fight. Sheer is walking all the way. The Herald is getting very dangerously low.
Yeah, I mean, that's just going to actually get secured by Invictus Gaming, so FPX not in the position to respond. Remember, Shadow used his ultimate a little bit too early, looking for a play down bottom. Nice reaction by Awesome to use that Fate's Call as well as the barrier, I think, and the flash. So both summoner spells on that play to avoid Tibbers going on top.
Also, Kalista itself, you take the safety from the Nico away. Once Jue is in, then that's it.
Yeah, you know, if we can get Jue to pop a really big ulti, like those have been like the moments where I think FPX have looked the best. Like start of the season, one of the first games I've watched of Fun Plus Phoenix this year, it was a 5-man Nico ulti from Jue. I think it was back in Split 1, or even Demacia calculated, but it was a really insane play, and I was like, okay, hold on, this FPX team, they might be cooking a little bit here. As, he's kind of made a name for himself on the Nico, at least so far here in this season. He's risen more in popularity, but Jue was one of the innovators on this pick. Has been doing pretty well on it so far. As now we get 2 Tibbers in the bottom lane. And it's going to be matched here by the ulti from Shadow, but Rookie will be able to run away at least for a little bit. However, he's kind of going the wrong direction at this point, and that means he's going to get collapsed upon. Care just bursts him down. And that's another kill going for Fun Plus Phoenix in this game. The response is going to be Herald popped in the mid lane. Most likely that tier 1 turret nearing going down. The next wave should certainly seal the deal.
Man, Sheer is the bane of IG's existence. I feel like Sheer has read the map so freakishly well so far. He's always there to defend towers. He's always there to defend ganks coming through from JJ. And he's played a fantastic game of just pretty much being at the right place at the right time with Sion. You know that you can fall slightly behind to the rumble. It's just very natural. Defending your team, that's what Sheer is there. They try to get a kill, Sheer is there. Flashes over walls, defends the towers from the Heralds. He's actually been on point with his movement on the map. Talking about movement on the map, Care.
He's going to dash in, has this Crescent Guard, but is unable to use it. He gets crowd control locked to Oblivion. Meanwhile, the Shy picks up a solo kill onto Sheer. He's going to be in the zombie form, and Shadows jumped in with that Grand Starfall, so they'll go down in a trade. But a really nice sequence of events for Invictus Gaming. They get kills on both solo laners of Fun Plus Phoenix.
Yeah, and they're doing the auto count on the top side of the map as well, so another neutral objective going their way as the FPX are trying to lick their wounds, taking a couple of hits on the mid lane tier 1 tower. And remember what we said, there's not a lot of AD carries that can take Sion down. However, Rumble doesn't need to be an AD carry because early on with a double,
change things? No. FPX for sound? No, I just have to be doing things in the background in the first game of the day, and sometimes we have tech issues with that. Oh, let's get back into the fight though. I've seen it's been a bit of a comeback from IG, but we'll see if they can get anything more than just that. JJ gets himself out. That's not a bad killing coming in from Gala. Sheer currently alone in the front line will flash out. Gala gets himself his E charge back up by getting some double taps on. Sheer getting really isolated here, and it feels like that teleport just left him completely in the lurch. FPX lose themselves their top lane and don't get anything in return. IG don't necessarily have to worry about the engage coming through from. Hang on, that's not a great Zonius at all from Gare. Puts the equalizer over the top of the flash in. Means that Shadow steals it. The equalizer helps burn it down, and Shadow will take a well-earned prize. Baron onto 4. Kashir had respawned in time, and the stolen equalizer. About that. Okay, Dragon now getting started up. IG just lost themselves to Baron. Will stop Soul going up to FPX. Gold is not that far apart, but IG, I mean, if they'd gotten that Baron, they'd be in a so much better place.
Gala gets chunked out as well, as that lethality Callista from Awesome is starting to do a lot of damage. Throwing out those spears left, right, and center, hoping to get that next wave ushered in. Speaking of waves, Care has one in the mid lane. He's not stopped. That tier 3 is going to go down, as Karen the Stylist has really gotten powerful in this one. Level 17 on this pick with a Rod of Ages in inventory, and with too many waves to handle, Invictus Gaming are bleeding on multiple areas of the map. They send another teleporter from Sheer. They want to continue the play.
Yeah, the juggle is excellent right here from FPX. They're crashing in the mid lane wave, as you can see right now on the mini-maps. Shadow is backing up here as well. They're going to be attacking 2 towers at once. Mid lane inhibitor tower is going to go down. They're going to start tagging that bot lane one as well. The cannon is just about now going to die. So FPX, there's a loose cannon. It's called Zway. Going towards the mid lane. He's going to reveal himself eventually. But another wave coming through from the bottom of the map. Mid lane wave crashed as well. FPX are doing a fantastic job with their waves in this bar match.
They got just a little bit more. It has just expired, and now Invictus Gaming might feel a little bit more brave to go forward here. It does mean that Care is able to take down that full inhibitor in the mid lane essentially on his own. The pure might of that Stylus, able to get super minions down the mid lane for the next 5 minutes or so. And FPX, a 5,000 gold off of a very successful Baron power play. Remember, we thought IG were the favorites coming
A
into
little bit more control over the top side of the area, because they know, I don't think the game is ending unless
Rookie.
they can take the next Baron too.
He gets spotted out by the clone of Jway. Nicely used W by the Nico to make sure they spot out any potential flank angles. And now JJ's going to get collapsed upon as Shadow jumps forward. Look at Care going over the blast cone. Already JJ's forced to flash away. Look at the stolen away Nami ulti. And Jway goes over the top of it all. But on the backside of things, the Shy is looking very powerful on the Rumble. He's overheated, able to survive with that scrap shield. And IG are fighting back. Gala gets another kill. It is so far a 3v4 as now FPX are on the run. Gala doing a lot of damage so far. The health bars on Fun Plus Phoenix are low. Shadow Awesome and Sheer looking to try to escape. Sheer forces Tibbers away, and it looks like that is enough to make sure no more blood is shed.
Okay, this is looking more and more like the old...
He's going to be late to this fight, and that means IG can start this Dragon up.
Yeah, he's got that GA, but remember, he does have the ultimate. He can jump in whenever he wants to Sheer.
IG just burst this, but
instead...
Here. They bought enough time for Shadow to arrive at the Grand Starfall. He might be a little bit too over-aggressive. He already has that Guardian Angel pop. The pop blossom from Jway is big. And Gala goes down alongside Mako. And FPX are now fighting a 4v3. But look at JJ. And look at the Shy. He's toasting Assume. Takes him down. And now it's a 2v2 overall. Sheer and Care looking to try to chase down the Rumble and the Xin Zhao, but they will not be able to. Back with Smite in hand. He did not die in that fight, and the rest of IG will come in and deny the soul once again. What a game that we have here between two teams that are former world champions on opposite trajectories so far in the standings, but they've been fight. Remember, FPX not only has the smite advantage for Shadow, he's in the pit right now, but they also have the Callisto Ren at their disposal. JJ's going to try to get into the pit. He gets knocked up by Sheer, and that means 1 plus Phoenix secure the Baron, but can they win the fight in response? The Pop Blossom, oh, it's a dis-synergy with the Fate's Call. Nobody gets hit by the Nico ulti, and that means both soul laners will drop with ease as IG find 2 kills.
Another incredible equalizer coming through from the Shy. And look at the Baron pit. Look at what the walls look like. They're perfection. You get stuck through a choke point, you get absolutely cooked, and IG are pulling a reverse Baron right here. They're pushing into a Baron up base.
And they have 5 members strong. They could look for even more than this mid lane inhibitor potentially. It is Shadow, Awesome, and Jue, but no ultis are available in the bot lane of FPX, so IG are going to go for the throat right now. They're going to have to burst through these Baroned up minions. And that's going to be a tougher task than they might have originally expected. And now with the death timers coming up, IG are going to have to make a decision. Do they go for the end right now, or do they head back? It looks like they'll choose the ladders before making his way down to join the rest of his team, and that means that JJ can go in immediately as the turret goes down. Sheer finds a 2-man knockup though. Jue with a pop blossom does not find the backline, and here comes the rest of Invictus Gaming. Shadow's able to get one, but on the backside of things, he's in a whole lot of trouble as it's Rookie with Timbers tearing apart Fun plus Phoenix. Another knockup lands on the Sheer. Only him and Awesome are still alive, and this will be IG taking control of this game number 1. Awesome goes down to the culling, one more to Gala to finish it off, and IG come all the way back and win game number 1 over FPX.
They break the curse from the first series and they take that game for themselves. And the Shy, what an absolute banger of a game on this Rumble.
Game number 1 went the way of Fun plus Phoenix the first time around, but in their last series of the group ascent stage, it will not be. It creates a very basic wombo or just a basic team fighting composition here for IG.
I'm just scratching my head a little bit here, and I'm like, I'm just not to play for the gank right there. However, right here, I think he's just gonna lose double scuttle. JJ's just gonna zone him from getting inside this river, and as you can see in the mid lane, Rookie does have priority, so Akali ain't going anywhere anytime soon, and JJ can he's
bullying him.
See his own jungle.
Sends him into the wall, just kind of punching him on his way out. Shadow's trying to fight back a little bit here. Does have the aftershock, so provides a little bit of extra tankiness, and now Rookie has arrived, and so is the Shy. Shadow flashes away from the counter-strike, and now the Shy doesn't have any mana, and Care will jump in with a shuriken and pick up first blood for FPX.
IG are playing with their foods. Sheer has to flash away. Care walks a bit too far forward.
Oh yeah, but now Rookie's out of mana too. JJ's trying to find him with the explosive effect, but doesn't find the knockup. And now IG are in a very precarious situation as the health bars are very low, the mana bars are low. Things are looking grim for the IG mid-jungle duo. Here comes Sheer, the Shadow gonna look to jump over the wall as well. Trying to lock down JJ potentially. There comes the W, they're gonna try to find this Permafrost Stun. Rookie finds another combo of spells and is able to take down the Sejuani, but Care's able to jump over the wall with double buffs in hand and secure feats of warfare for FPX.
3-0 for Care's Akali. 4
Shy
minutes.
the Archie, they know the play is off.
Honestly, had Rookie just waited a second longer, there could have been a chance that FPX would have dived that. They've actually got tendencies to sort of overstay their welcomes, especially when they're looking for a dive, right? You want to make your time worth, so a lot of the times they'll just over-push the boundaries like they did in game number 1, just to try to get something back for the time that they've wasted. Right here, Rookie's going to show up in time, luckily for FPX, to not take that.
As well. So if IG can get to that point, they're going to be feeling comfortable, even though FPX have some tools to try to fight that. As we're already going to see another play onto Rookie. Remember, no flash, he pops the shockwave, but it's only onto Jue, who has the Unbreakable Will on top of him with so much crowd control utilized by that cow. And that means the 4th kill of the game will go to FPX this time. IG are going to try everything that they can to make sure that doesn't happen. And that means try to find plays where Care does not have an opportunity to go for, and one of those could be Sheer on this top side. The Shy playing very nicely to make sure he cannot take any sort of damage in response, and means that the Shy will be able to get that kill onto the Yorick and finally get IG back into a position where they can at least pick up some gold.
Clever play from the side of IG, playing away from the Akali, but this time around they can't evade it.
Oh, nice flash from Rookie, gets away from every bit of crowd control that FPX threw at him, and now it's Shadow stuck in a 1v3 as Gall's arrived in the fight. Rookie picks up the kill on Jue, who dies under turret, but Awesome has come in to try to reinforce things for FPX. Gala with one more auto can try to take down Shadow, but he's playing around the bush vision beautifully here. Assume cleansed away from that feather call, and the bullet time will come out. Gala's chunked down to 500 HP. And FPX looking to collapse now. Teleport came in from Sheer to try to pincer Invictus Gaming and force them back underneath their tier 1 tower.
What has been picked right here is that backline access that Care possesses. So So Xayah without R cannot walk into neutral objective territory. Very, very well played right here from FPX to consistently pressure Gala. And right here he's been put into this matchup to actually take Yorick straight up down. And the fact that he's also 1,000 gold up, IG have been able to leverage that advantage on the side lane. Hold up.
They're going to just get another kill on Ashir. I mean, he's unkillable. The Shy in this side lane. They're going to send another teleporting from Rookie to burst down this tier 1 turret. So Shear's having a really rough go of things right now. And if IG want to win this game, it's going to have to come through the Shy again.
Oh, it was a tower fight between FPX and IG. IG are going to take this one. No big
Had
strength.
other moments throughout the year as well. Really trying to make a name for himself as a true mid lane threat here in the LPL. Even against the might of somebody like Rookie, who's been around for so long, who's won championships here in this league. And they're going to look for another play here. Oh, the Wombo combo's massive. It takes Gala down. And look who it is to finish off Mako. It's none other than Care. A double kill in for the Akali as FPX obliterate the bot lane of IG.
There's already a needlessly large rod in this inventory, and execute composition is like very normal front to back-ish, where you're looking for the big shockwaves as the Shy is going to be looking for a friend around because there's 4 FPX members around him.
Alright, the Shy was doing pretty good against Sheer, but let's see what he does against the rest of Fun Plus Phoenix. It looks like not too much just yet, but he's able to survive long enough, and Mako comes in and makes sure the Jack slip. Joy coming in, a huge knock of a Care over the wall as well. He's going to find the kill onto the Shy. They're looking for Gala. He does not have that ultimate at his disposal, and they will get finally 1 kill back here as Jway has died, but the target's going to be JJ still underneath the tier 2. The tower's heating up. They're going to let it reset, but the Shuriken flip over the wall is going to allow for Care to follow. But will it be to his doom? Mako finds the knock, but Care is still unkillable. He will not find a kill that he wants, but FPX still in the lead.
They'll take the 2 kills. They'll take that bottle in tower. And the Shy gets Gala as well, if I'm not wrong, right there as well. And yeah, there's a Shadow Flame and a Magi's in this inventory.
And FPX, they got the competition to fight, and they're going to do just that. Another teleport comes in from Sheer. The Shy very low. Care going in the backline, perfectly executed onto the Jax. And the Shy is down for the count for the next 35 seconds. Jway looking to try to chase down JJ. And on the backside of things, it is IG looking to fight things back in a 2v3. Mako very low. Assume looking to chase people down. Sheer massive on the front line. And Jway looking to cut everybody off. Center in and close things down onto Invictus Gaming. And IG have nowhere to go except right forward on FPX. Gala still very healthy, still full HP. He flashes in, and Gala is able to get one back, but the rest of Fun Plus Phoenix collapse upon the rest of his team and force IG to another 4 kills down.
A big victory for FPX, a big loss for Care. Overextends, loses a bunch of stacks on his Magi's. But that's very little to sack. There's just not a lot of damage between the two, right? And JJ is still around, which means they can outstart Atacam. They didn't kill Rookie. Now, Care has been left on the top side of the map. He needs to start running because JJ is wrapping around, and the rest of FPX are nowhere near that neutral objective. But again, a lot of the times we have seen FPX being a little overzealous, over-pressuring on the issue. And right here, they are looking for Care. He does still have his Shroud. Needs to hide. Won't have to use it. Does have a tower.
So that's maybe the problem that's going to be opening up here for Fun Plus Phoenix. They have
Shy does have the TD if he wants to join. JJ could join through the wall, try to go for potential steal, but IG have to pressure through the top side of the map. But someone is waiting in the bush.
They're poking, they're hunting, they're looking to see the engage, and finally the trigger is pulled. They're going to go on to Gala. A huge impale comes through from JJ, but it's not enough. Care dashes forward and takes down the animated carry. But the shot on the back line. Counter strikes onto 3. Looking to try to jump onto Shadow as well, but he has to now flash away from the Permafrost Sheer. Very massive as well, as there's the Maiden doing some work. It's an effective 4-3, but now the rest of IG's coming forward. They're going to try to take down another, but Awesome's able to pick himself up a double kill, and Rookie out of mana is forced to run for the hills.
Yeah, IG tried to turn this around, but Rookie had no more mana to us. Now here's where the problem lies, right? JJ commits too far forward, but Rookie is out of mana. Gala is down, the Shy has died, but only down as Dilo, whose Rookie is out of mana, so they couldn't quite capitalize on a very nice flank from JJ.
Gala gets chunked out right before his Featherstorm came off a cooldown, so that's going to be not the best situation right now for the side of Invictus Gaming. It's now the shot getting targeted, the bullet time not enough. as Sheer thought that he had enough damage to pick up a lethal onto the Jax, but it was going to be instead the Shy heading back to base. FPX though, full control of the top side jungle. Baron is up.
So if they manage to neutralize Care and not allow him to get that kill over in the backline, it all lies on Gala and Co to make that happen.
Oh, Rookie with a two-man shockwave and awesome as Sheer, chunking them out very low. My eyes are on Gala right now. 3 full items on this Zion, level 13. Both summoner spells and the Featherstorm at his disposal. The Dragon is now getting started up by IG. They want to make sure that this soul point does not go down. Shadow gonna try to find the steal, but it gets locked down by the Xayah. And now IG pulls Shadow right back in. The Shy looking for a stun. He finds it onto Carrot, forcing a golden early. Awesome still big on this backline, waiting for that bullet time, but it's currently on cooldown. He's still able to pick up a kill onto the Shy, and now FPX can go forward. Care gets hit up by the Feather Caller, and now Gala can look to go forward. Pops the ulti, knock-up lands onto Awesome, and that's JJ picking up a kill. Rookie getting another one on a Care, and Dway and Shadow forced to run for the hills. IG find the Dragon, and they're gonna find themselves the fight.
FPX get too trigger happy, they overextend, but they look more aggressive. They're trying to regain some territory, placing down some more aggressive visions, especially around Baron, which is going to be the next big objective that we're looking for, as that Dragon is quite a while away, 3 minutes on the timer. And you definitely do not want to be taking any more fights before that, as there is, again, 0 Magi Sakali right here. This is your perfect time to try and fight around this, as I say that Care does complete the Hourglass, which brings that Seeker's Armguard back to life. You get that extra AP right here, so the gold lead still pretty substantial over on the mid lane.
This is all FPX know how to do. They just know how to keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. They're looking to try to fight onto the Shy. He pops a Seeker's Arm Guard that he picked up in his inventory, and actually that allows him to escape. Oh, look at the impale from JJ. It sends in 3, but it's only the front line so far. The Shy is going to try to collapse on him, but 3-man shockwave comes through, but FPX have the health bars right now, and Awesome still full HP. They get one back on Dway. A 4v4 open up on the map. Gala has that lethal tempo proc, forcing the flash away from Awesome, but JJ's going forward with the Expel's impact. Looking to finish off Sheer. Make him with an knock-up on Awesome, but you got too far forward, and here comes Care. Looking to lock down Gala, and they do. And JJ and Rookie on the run. There's perfect execution, but does not find the kill, and IG will run away with 2 members alive.
What is going on? We talked about IG needing to keep Gala alive, and IG get too overconfident. He flashes forward into 4 members of FPX, and now FPX are staring the Baron down. JJ can get revenge for the previous Baron stolen from him.
Neither jungler has smite, by the way, so this is just going to be a pure 50-50 if anyone gets into the pit, and it looks like a nice...
Maiden, you've got the extra farm buff right now. You're going to shove in that bot lane wave. You can choose to play towards that Dragon or towards that mid lane tower. Right here, IG, again, they've got a 4-man core that is pretty undivable, so I don't like what's happening right here from FPX. If anything, they're trying to push 3 lanes at once to see if they can leverage any of those minion waves to try and get a tower.
Got to single out Care, but JJ does not find it with the Excel's impact, and now we see FPX pushing on 3 lanes at the same time. It's a 3-1-1 situation that they've sort of opened up for themselves, top, mid, and then bot, in terms of where their players are currently allocated. Another 45 seconds here on this Baron buff. Cracking open this top lane tier 2, and now we have inhib towers being threatened on both sides. IG are going to have to decide where to go, and it might be towards the top lane. Gala forced the Featherstorm away from the Glacial Prison.
But that is perfect right here, because if they're looking to dive, talking about diving, there's no bot lane tower right here, so FPX can actually walk in freely. They're pushing that mid lane wave as well.
Oh, wow. It looks like IG want to start this fight. The Impale already going on to Shadow. Mako only finding Dway with the quickness. A lot of major cooldowns down for Invictus Gaming without finding any key damage on a crucial target, except maybe Sheer. He's going to get dashed upon here by JJ. Will they close the gap onto him? Sheer flashes away, and FPX are alive for now. And they're going to actually go right back in with the Arctic Assault from Shadow and make sure IG are still playing on their toes with the Dragon up and at the ready for FPX to take away.
Yeah, FPX should actually back off right here. They actually took a bunch of cooldowns, but the most important part here is that they took that inhibitor tower over the bot side of the map. Sure, not the best outcome.
Very big. The Baron is now alive. Remember, a crucial objective for both teams, but most notably for FPX, if they want to try to close this game out.
All right, let's see. Oh, Baron up. The Shy looking for Sheer right there, but he's only going to find his Panda left behind. Rookie is also towards the bot side of the map, as they see that FPX are moving more aggressively into the top quadrant of JJ's jungle, as the Shy sort of take everything away from Sheer.
Yeah, look at the pings right now, though. They know that with that bot inhibitor going down as well, and Rookie forced to try to clear that wave out, FPX have a bit of a timer to start this Baron up. Jway's playing
Care,
goalkeeper
Care,
right now,
Care?
trying to keep JJ away. But look at Care. He's jumped over, but he gets immediately knocked up. Could he be in trouble? He goes down to Gala before he can finish off the proc with ultimate. The bullet time does enough damage, but now FPX are fighting in a 5v4 situation. They do not want this smoke. They're going to get knocked up here. Mako's taken low, but not taken down. Shockwave will find Sheer. They send him to his doom. It's a double kill picked up for Gala. He flashes over the wall, finds the Zoom. FPX have fallen by the wayside as IG find 4.
FPX not like this. Scare finds the angle, but IG's fingers are too fast and they defend Gala. We said if Gala stays alive in these fights, he'll melt through the front line, and Care's job is to take him straight out. The game is not over, and that's flash down for Gala for the next fight to come.
But it feels like a bit of a breaking point as the scaling from IG is big. It's going to be this Dragon picked up here, third of the game for IG, and Shadow went over the wall to try to pick up a steal and did not find it. He's going to pay for it with his life. The Shy picking up a 627 gold shutdown for himself.
For the next 40 seconds, and IG with Baron can actually take every single outer tower in the meantime.
They have the Baron, but for the next minute and 20 seconds, where they got it after winning that last fight. Jway going in, forcing that Feather Storm from Gala, who now is a Guardian Angel for a little bit of extra layer of protection. Speaking of, Jway not going to be protected for long, even with that Unbreakable Will. And it will mean that Invictus Gaming can break open this mid lane inhibitor. With Shadow dead for the next 15 seconds, they can look to further destroy the base of FPX until they show up as 5. And then, will they continue to go for the throw? Will they try to end this series right here? Or will they back away, knowing that it could be a 5v5 situation? It looks like they will back off with Baron buff still in their hands for another 50 seconds.
Tank Iskana, who truly is a viable target right now for a cap.
Yeah, doesn't seem like anybody. Especially with even the Seraph shield that Rookie has, just the amount of damage. And, oh,
they're going to have to somehow isolate Gala, find him, take him down, or Rookie. The formation is just very, very difficult to break, and Care actually here. They're looking to make potentially a play around the Baron. Care already in position.
Yeah, notably Gala and Shy picked up the soul on their own, and JJ was not even there, didn't even need to be there to lock down the smite. So Cloud Soul now in the hands of Invictus Gaming. That could be big, most notably on somebody like Mako on the Rakan. FPX have no other choice but to start up the Baron Nashor. Care is caught on a ward, looking for a flank. Rookie doing a ton of poke. 2 flashes already burned as JJ does not land the Impale, but it comes at the cost of multiple summoner spells. The Shy looking for the flank as the Baron has been started up by IG. FPX have no way to get into this one, and it should certainly be the objective going down unless Shadow can get in the pit. Get in there, man! No! It's secured by Gala, and FPX are now in so much danger. The shockwave from Rookie will find the backline, and FPX have been absolutely eviscerated. Invictus Gaming gonna pick up all the kills that they want here in this one. Mako alongside the Baron up minions will take down Care on their own, and IG, their hopes of top 4 still remain, despite another big lead from FPX. 2 comebacks in a row. They complete the sweep and will go up to 10-7 in the regular season.
IG coming through the series, showing their strong
basket typically between these 2 carries in Elk and Jackie Love. It will be the Alistar to give over to Chris for a lot of that playmaking ability from himself.
Things like his fortune that is very immobile usually. If you walk a little bit too far forward, you get hit by Tibbers. Pretty much good night.
Oh, getting a little dicey in this 2v2. I could feel that both teams want to find an advantage here, but Kanavi will be spotted out. We'll see that he was on a ward. Beituan is right behind them. Wind does not become lightning, and now Kanavi needs an exit strategy. Gonna flash, Crisp goes in, knock back 2 on, but Crisp is now in trouble. Crisp might just be ground up into some ground beef, and there you go. First blood goes over to Elk. Knight on the roam. These are the kinds of combinations we really want to see from BLG. And they'll push Top Esports to the brink on bot side.
Kanavi walks back, doesn't have the flash, the Tibbers.
Oh, he gets the stun, the Tibbers. It's so much damage. Kanavi can't do anything. He dodges the spear, but the stun still follows nonetheless. Beituan gets the kill there, and now BLG surrounding like sharks onto Jackie Love, but Jackie Love trying to get the outplay. The Blade Caller is not enough. He does get the 1 back at least onto On.
Great dive right here from BLG. Kanavi loses his flash, which Knight actually abuses to perfection by roaming through that.
And this just seemingly happens to Top Esports occasionally, as Elk just gets a beautiful Featherstorm Blade Collar combo, and Chris will be crowned up yet again. Knight comes there and gets his kill on, now going down as well, though. Cream has shown up at the Blade Caller, locks him in place, and Elk will get another kill. As Knight looking for the CC, he wants Jackie Love, and Tibbers is down again. Jackie Love in a lot of trouble under turret here, though. Knight will have to back off. Jackie Love will not fall. It's still a beat.
Top Esports is just looking so miscoordinated, honestly. We expect a lot of aggression to come through for Chris and
maybe they get him.
And Kanavi.
Okay,
I don't think you dive that. I don't think you can dive that.
That's bold. 369 already used the equalizer there. Yeah, okay.
What?
Top Esports have lost their minds.
What's going on? What is going on? Please response soon. That game is going to completely run out of hands.
Yeah, I mean, the mid-game spike is going to be huge here for BLG as well, but they also just have a comp that works really well in the driver's seat. Now they have 3 grubs as well. They're going to take the first dragon. Full neutral objective control so far, and looking to control 369's fate here in the side lane. They're going to bring Beichuan. They're going to bring everybody. A spear to help on the back end, but Ben will claim the kill anyways after the flash. Ben falls.
They tried for early ganks, they didn't work, and now they're overforcing the issue time after time after time, and BLG is simply punishing. First tower falling 11 minutes in. Getting the 0-1 out the way, so then game's on. Kinda. I don't know. I'm just trying to give.
I like it.
I'm just trying to give some, you know, copium to the fans of Top Esports. As
I'm just thinking, like, wouldn't it be so LPL to just have JDG thrash BLG and then BLG beats Top Esports as Cream loses over half his health to a little girl with a bear. Terrifying. That's not BLG. Look at them. Like, they are just in Top Esports' jungle doing what typically Top Esports does to every other team in the LPL.
Oh, Cream. He didn't get his back
There's
through.
nothing here,
flash.
bro.
Oh,
He's got a couple more needleworks for Ben. They're going to try to find it. Oh, he gets stunned as he tries to go. Oh, my God. It's a catastrophe of errors. And now Elk, looking for the outplay, is going to try to find Jackie Love. Can't get him in the end. Both are going to have burned their flashes and their combat summoner spells.
Okay, this is a classic case of AD carries got bored because they're not included in any play at this point. Both ended up flashing. How stunned by T-Bears, you're most likely going to die. There's an item and a half. They're diving anyway.
They are diving. A little bold, but they do get the turret, so you know that's all that really matters in the end. Rift Herald is up on the table. Could still be... Oh, On just popped his quickness. Crisp just goes in. Equalizer has been used. Top Esports, they are stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. And speaking of, that rock's being thrown right at their face. Both going down. 369 and Crisp. The top and bottom is already out from underneath Top Esports. Isn't it funny how... Yeah, isn't it funny how we put so much praise on Crisp and Kanavi? And we've seen like 3 plays already in just this first game of this best of 3, but they're just completely out. 2 guys knowing each other very well over the years, but BLG looks to put the screws on the Top Esports so far. Cream will do his due diligence, get a side lane turret for them. Bullet time's going to be used in mid lane, but Rift Herald, he's going to be looking to charge onto this tier 2 here for BLG.
Cream resets right here. A few more hits onto this tower, and it's going to go down. The Demolish Rock.
And then they just take the fight onto Kanavi. Kanavi's way overextended. He gets CC'd, but popped the Crescent Guard, so he should just be fine. BLG getting a tier 2 and backing away.
It's a pretty much clinical procedure right here for BLG, right? Already 6,000
What
gold
procedure
in the lead.
is that?
Cream?
Oh, Crisp trying to throw a wrench into the surgery plans. As the Equalizer going to be thrown down by 369, who wanted to go over the wall but doesn't have flash there. Trying to catch out On, trying to catch out somebody, trying to pick up a little bit of this gold anywhere they can find it for Top Esports. Oh my God, Chris is just going to die. Look at it. Elk's going bold here. My dude, Blade Caller right back. Page 1 took away the red buff.
Okay, we need to Okay. We need to calm down. Because I'm going to be quite frank, if I take the nameplates off, that looks like my solo queue game. No joke.
Well, we're about to continue that here as another needlework comes through. 369 bites the dust again, 0 and 4. And that has been a great boon for BLG, especially to start this series off. The job is not done yet, and On be immediately having to regret his decision making. But luckily, they are so far in the lead that it doesn't even matter. Crisp is down a level onto On and down multiple onto everybody else. On getting pushed right back. On going down. Cream's going to get the kill there. Bullet time right across to split the difference on a BLG. Knight looking for an angle there with the Tibbers at the toe. Elk does have Featherstorm still available. Atacon gets brushed and started up there, but BLG will make it out alive.
Yeah, that's a support taken down for the
They're
side
already
of
in prime position to get this Soul Point Dragon of a Hextech Soul.
Yeah, BLG taking control of that Reaver, by the time Top Esports are anywhere near. T-Burst is back up. Stun is being held by Knight. So difficult to walk through any choke points. And Top Esports are going to try to anyway. Not this time around. They're falling way too far behind. You know how I feel about Top Esports and having zero setup in those neutral objectives.
I do like Cream's speed of taking it, and it does feel like it can be a possibility they're left to their own devices for too long. H1 has joined. Knight has TP, can come in at any time. On looking for an angle, but the Atacon's getting low. Can H1 get in the pit? Can he steal it away from Kanavi? Kanavi's going to take it. Atacon secured by BLG, and now the fight afterwards is looking good for them as well. Double knockup from On, and now they are able to take this fight into Cream, into Jackie Love, and continue their absolute dominion over game number 1. A double kill comes through for multiple members of BLG, and this game number 1 is cooked.
Absolute domination from BLG, from the laning phase to transition to wards to vision to neutral objectives. The only neutral objective they took away was to make sure that the game goes along with it, right? Top Esports go for the trap. They tried to play for a neutral objective, and BLG slapped the wrist right after. They're gonna take that bot lane tier 2 tower that remains as well. Only one outer tower in 23 minutes remains for Top Esports, which is the top lane one. And
yeah, I guess so. Just drop it. My window has a screen on it, Kai. I can't do that. It's living in my corner now. That's where it lives. It's the LPL spider.
all right, we'll name
as
it.
BLG.
We'll name it Kanavi.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess he's just sitting on the wall
It's
watching.
harmless.
His team.
It's harmless. Yeah.
It's harmless. As speaking of harmless, I don't think BLG are anywhere near that wording, as they are looking so dominant. And look at Knight, he wanted to kill the Cream. Cream goes gold and buys a lot of time, though. Elk has to pop his Featherstorm now as well, but they already find Jackie Love. Chris has no health left. 369 already half health, and Chris going to be ran down to the dirt by Bin. As multiple flashes come out, BLG will turn right back onto the Baron.
Yeah, they'll get the Baron right here. Kanavi is alive. He'll try to make his way around, but I really doubt they're going to let him get anywhere near. He's not on vision right now. He could make
no
hilarious
way
thing happen. He's been spotted right now. Can he W into the pit? He's not going to choose to do that. He's coming back. There's no way. He's crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy.
Okay, no. Kanavi, my king. Your crown has fallen on the ground, and it has some dirt on it, my friend. You're going to have to pick it up for game number 2, that's for sure, as still...
Pretty strong for this game.
You know, there's a little bit of unrest in my brain, just because I'm a big arachnophobe because of my mother. But you know, I'm gonna rest well that I know Kanavi is in the room with me.
He's harmless, man. Look at him.
It's crazy though to think of being a little bit real. This is Kanavi's like premier pick this split. It's the most played for him as well. It's been very dominant in a lot of the wins. This was a composition that they very much like, but it came down to a very vast execution difference in that earlier part of the game that has led to this BLG complete and total victory, it feels like.
I just feel like let's not forget who BLG is for a second, right? There was a reason they were dominating 2024, one of the best, some of the best laners in the world, right? We're talking about like world's #1 contenders in 2024. They're still the same people. They're still so freaking mechanically gifted that if you make mistakes, they'll chop your head off. And that's exactly what they've done right here to Top Esports. Faker
himself had to get out of his chair and smite BLG from that finals to make sure that the LPL could not find success. When you have to do that, you know this team is the real deal. Memes aside, BLG looking to make up for what has been a very disappointing 2025. Split 1 did not go their way. To come back and to make it into the bye in Split 2 would be at least a little bit of effort to getting back to glory for this team that knows that glory, that found that double championship last year, their first ever as an organization, and to go back to back. It's a much different team now with Beichuan, but can they do it against Top Esports? This game number 1, they absolutely can, but winning 2 games against this devastating team is the biggest difference. Top Esports putting on a hell of a defense right now, but it's not going to last for long. Chris falls, that's losing your frontline bodies, and BLG just counting the seconds until they can go backstage.
Yeah, double super minions running in just a little bit. Oh, on.
Equalizer. Oh my god, Beichuan comes in, goes straight for Kanavi, goes straight for the King's Head, and BLG will go to match point against Top Esports and make good on that first meeting and put Top Esports as well. BLG, they think just like you. Great combination coming through in a great front line now with that Rel-Ornn combo locked in.
Both side of the map, as you can see. Cream is also sort of leaning towards the both side river. He's going to place a control ward, which means the both side belongs to Top Esports for the time being, as Beichuan is looking to invade on the tops of the map. Take that Grump away. Try to slowly but surely chip away some of those creeps away from Kanavi. Take them for himself, as Kanavi is busy with the dragon. Now he's going to go back to base. What item are you picking up here? Because we have seen the Blade the Ruin King sort of fall off a lot, and then we're seeing a lot of Viegos move towards Trinity and Collector.
We're actually starting to see on the other side for Beichuan, his clear speed is actually picking up once he got the Faded Ashes. Unstoppable Onslaught's going to be used. They have the Weaver's Wall coming across to Beichuan. He has Flash, but he has no way out of this one. Flashes into the seismic shove. Oh my god. Top Esports come away with first blood.
Yeah, a bit of a whoopsie right there for Beichuan. Kill goes over to 369 and on. He has spotted Kanavi. They do have some numbers around, but it's even.
They're going to try to get the Blight stacks onto Kanavi. Kanavi going down low. Going to flash out of the hail of arrows now. Elk going to flash too. Goes for the kill into Kanavi. Gets him in the end. Now Bin has shown up with on. Horn going to be popped. Who's he going to go for? Is going to activate it onto Crisp and takes him down. Now Knight also finds Cream and BLG. They're making mincemeat out of Top Esports. Oh my god. On's going to take the turret. He has to back away.
Wow, what a great turnaround right here from...
Then we look at live and we see the grubs are already being taken.
Yeah, chain of correction missed right there from Elk, which will allow Top Esports to walk in a little bit more comfortably.
Oh, they're going to take the engage now. Chris goes in. Now you got On going in with the double knockup as well. Cream trying to set up double seismic shove there too. Now resets coming out from Kanavi. Kanavi's going to find another one here, but the Deadly Flourish, the combo with the curtain call is going to connect. On gets a little bit low. 369 will have to back away. The resets were not enough to continue through. Another Deadly Flourish is not going to connect there. BLG should make it out scrappily, as now On just staying over long, and seismic shove hits on both of them. On ends up falling, and so does Elk. Double kill for 369.
Just a reminder, Talia used to be another. No one moves from Top Esports. Top Esports have 3 knockups. If you follow up the Nautilus hook, the Nautilus ult into Talia knockup, into Sion knockup, it's full of knockups as well, Chris.
Double TPs, Lilting Lullaby on the 3 here. Knight wants it. Sealed Fate into 1, though. They didn't get all of them, but Kanavi is the first target. Big 3-man knockup for BLG, and everybody's gone! They just found everything! And 369 gonna get flashed in front of by Bin, and that's a clean and total ace coming through for BLG!
Okay, that's what I meant when I said BLG have a pretty good damn team fight, because one chain of CC goes through, someone doesn't move. That someone was the entirety of Top Esports. Very, very well played.
And I don't think it needs to be perfect for Top Esports. Really, their win condition is getting a massive setup for Cream, but more importantly, resets for Kanavi. And speaking of, they're going to try to catch out Knight. He's dodging expertly out of everything, buying a lot of time, but nobody's coming to save him. He's going to go into the alcove. He's going to pop the Sealed Fate and maybe try to get out of here, but the depth charge going to follow him through the dash. And Kanavi will find the kill in the end. They're going to look for an outer turret in bot side.
Yeah, they're looking to push that tower over in the bot lane. What does BLG get on the other side of the map? The answer currently is 0. You'll see On getting a little bit more aggressive in the jungle, trying to get some more aggressive vision for this little BLG. And right now they're pinging the Rift Herald, so they're going to choose to trade that bot lane tower. They unfortunately cannot defend it from this little BLG. Great punish right there from Top Esports again for his team. As you can see, 369 hovering around the Raptor camp. Oh, the tip is going to come in now for Bin.
Okay, interesting. Gonna see 369, you know, doing the Raptors as he comes across. But that second dragon will go the way of BLG, at least their second dragon they've gotten. And now they're going to try to get this bot lane outer turret. Again, scoop up some of this standing gold. They're even going to use the Rift Herald here, even though the turret should fall before it even gets the charge off. As they're going to use the charge onto the next turret, get the double charge here as well, as they're going to try to take it down. The Weaver's Wall not going to be fast enough. They do get the charge on the tier 2, doing a lot of damage there, and those 2 grubs doing work.
And you know how when Taliyah places a wall, it starts from where Taliyah is and suddenly starts building up. This is what we're talking about the jungle support synergy for top esports. And again, the knockups between the two are actually deadly when they land.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Ooh, depth charge. Oh,
okay.
Nice. A little bit worried
Just got a little scared.
Yeah, a little worried. It's fine. Everything's fine. Another turret will end up falling, though, and this will even things up dead even.
Very, very, very gifted. Again, I'm just a little bit worried in terms of how the execution will look, especially now that shield ball has been completed.
They got the catch. Cream? They got the catch. They're going on to Cream. If they catch him, that's huge, but Knavi's still looking for the reset. Sealed fade in. Knight gonna fund the cleanups here as well. They get the double CC chain, and a double kill comes through for Elk. They're gonna go straight to the Atacon, and this has been how BLG cracked the armor of the Knights of top esports.
Yeah, you overextend right there again. BLG have so many tools to connect on target. Right here, BLG will chop up 3 men. Coming up next, the next dragon is up. 369 is actually grouped up with the team, and Baytron he actually has to find a way to get inside that river.
He's in trouble. Okay, well, BLG maybe falling a little bit asleep at the wheel. Bin going to be caught out here, but the dragon already going their way. BLG will secure that one, go on a soul point. Now they want to engage. Oh god, he doesn't get the reactivation. Now Bin is just locked in this CC chain. Chains of Corruption going to come down, and BLG want to turn it. Bin took all of that aggression and still didn't go down. But Knight is out of the fight now, though. Baychuan gets re-engaged on. He's in trouble. Now the resets are starting to come through, but Kanavi has already gone down too to that big snipe by Elk. Bin going to dodge out. He's not going to go down. Come on, you got to hit the shot, Jackie Love. As Jackie Love is able to get that one down. He slows them down. Knight falls in the end. Cream going to look for Bin on the back end of this one. Deadly Flourish not going to connect, but Bin going to buy a ton of time here. Look at mid lane. It's going to be pushed by Elk. He's on 2 items now with the upgraded boots as well. He will be able to burn that down, and Bin just going to walk his way out. Going to find his way through. He's trying to get through from 369. Bin on the escape will not be able to. They do trade the turret in mid lane for it.
I mean, that is absolutely worth it, right? BLG walk out with a couple of
fight, though, because all of top esports are looking from mid lane.
I mean, you could say the same for BLG. It's a 5 versus 5 around the Raptor pit. And both teams have been more than willing to fight for the least.
Oh, Chains of Corruption on Kanavi. Kanavi, you overextended. You put your hand in the cookie jar, and that thing had teeth. Knight bites down.
Damn. Overextension right there from Kanavi. And get another kill going over
You have to know that's
BLG.
coming. Like, this is their composition. That's what they do.
Really quickly right here, no smite. BLG are going to engage onto this Baron. On's positioning very crucial. He's looking for the flank.
Okay, double knock up there. Look at On. He's got that engage. Oh god, the Unicorn coming in. And BLG's fight's looking so damn good. Knight's already down, but it does not matter one bit. Elk is completely untouched, and now Baychuan overextends onto the other 2 members. A double kill comes through for Jackie Love. No Baron will go over to BLG then.
I mean, of course, Smite ends up going down.
And now we're on 3 items for major carries. Look at Elk. Look at Jackie Love. This is going to be a massive... Oh, they got him! Knight trying to catch out Cream. Cream's gone! Oh my goodness. What is happening? BLG are picking top esports apart.
I mean, again, if you look at it at any single way, playing sideline, BLG favored. Playing team fights, BLG favored. Face checking, BLG favored. It's just so rough for top esports. They need to make picks happen, even though they were actually camping for Knight. He juked them.
They're forcing it.
And BLG is starting Baron again.
Okay, they're gonna. I mean, they have double attack speed carries. Like, you burn that down so fast. Kanavi going to try to find the entrance, but here comes Bin. The knockup going to stop his reactivation, but the Chains of Corruption follows again. And if there's one person that has had the biggest say in this entire game, it has to be Elk. He is a monster,
Kanavi?
and he's a crazy one. Kanavi going in, trying to get the resets now, though, but he will be burst down by Elk as well, who is still just pumping on this Varus. Jackie Love has no stake in the game, and back to Baron BLG goes.
And BLG with another incredible team fight, 9-1-8 for Elk on this on-kid Varus. And again, we found when we saw the on-kid Varus.
Be there, and Knight just instincts it and knows that it's the time, and then afterwards the fight that kicks off. I mean, we have Dragon going over to BLG, and that is Soul of an Ocean Soul on top of that. If you take a look back at this fight, Ben gets denied. But look at how weight on their shoulder. They get that top 4 if they beat top esports. And coming into the day, we thought that was going to be a hard task. But here they are with a scaling comp, outscaling top esports, out team fighting, out macroing them in a potential 2-0 sweep. Knight's going to be the engaged target now. He's going to seal fate his way away, and he is perfectly fine.
Wow, okay, that was a committed ult right there from 369. He's not going to have that, so one more layer of threat has been peeled off of top esports, and BLG are trying to use the Baron buff minions to actually hit towards that mid lane tier 1 inhibitor tower. Kind of difficult because they have Knight on the side lane, but now that doesn't have flash or ultimate, you cannot overextend with the Yone either, so BLG are trying to find the correct timing right here to try and pressure that way.
Here they come. They want it. The final push could come through. They want to take Cream down here. Chains of Corruption connects. This could be the one fell swoop. Cream is going to go down after such a good early game. He is finally found again. And now top esports, they're losing their base. They're losing their structures. And BLG, imagine last split, that devastation, that disappointment that came from not even making it far in the playoffs. It is turned into a vicious viper that BLG are biting down at the top esports with. They want that top 4 finish. They want that bye in the playoffs. They want to return to dominance. And Billy Gaming are going to put the nails in the coffin of top esports. They're going to find their berth in the playoffs, and they're gonna find that top 4 finish. Billy are back, baby.
The most poetic finish